The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
And now, broadcasting live from MainEventMadness.com and brought to you by Spreaker, it's Main Event Madness. Our wrestling, your sports, simply madness. And now, here are your hosts, Al Merriman and John Curry. What's up, people? Welcome to Main Event Madness for the first time in a month. It is March 30th, 2015. How are we doing, everybody? I'm John Curry. Al's not with us today, but we have Mr. Joel the Man O'Brien.
Yes, we do. All like part of my voice is completely shot, but I'm still here, and I'm still in San Jose, California, covering for Wrestling's Rope Break and, of course, Main Event Madness.
I guess you could even call this Main Event Rope Break.
Main Event Rope Break. Aaron, does that work?
Sounds great, actually.
Yeah, I think we can hold that for the weekend, for at least what's left of the weekend. That sounds awesome. And Aaron, the mastermind Ramadan, my co-partner in crime, is with us as well from Naugatuck, Connecticut. And Aaron, have you enjoyed what you've seen from the WrestleMania weekend so far?
Absolutely. I mean, WrestleMania weekend's kind of lived up to the hype, in my opinion, and it's been a great weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. And we also have Wayne Taylor with us as well. And Wayne, how are you coming?
I really enjoyed the weekend. For me, from WrestleMania from start to bottom this week or yesterday, might say, it was absolutely fantastic from start to bottom. And I haven't done this in a month, so I'm going to do it right now. How you doing?
Wayne, you gotta speak up a little bit because that was SAWFT. We had to throw it to Matt. MEM analyst Matt Reese is with us slightly. He doesn't have any headphones or a microphone in, but he's here with us. He's with me out here in California, soaking in WrestleMania weekend, arguably one of the greatest WrestleManias of all time. I mean, you could easily make that argument. Well, not easily, but you could definitely make that argument. And, I mean, where do we really start here, guys? Do you guys want to talk WrestleMania? Do you guys want to talk the Hall of Fame? Do you guys want to talk... I mean, you guys touched on Wrestling's Rope Break numero 12, or 12, about NXT and Ring of Honor, I believe, right?
That's exactly right. So we got the NXT show on, what was it, Friday night, Aaron?
Yep.
Friday night.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah. What's out there first? I mean, like from where I was sitting, 20th row from the front. I think Aaron, I was on television.
Oh, absolutely. You were on like 4 or 5 times.
Oh, awesome. That's awesome. Rocking the old school Daniel Bryan shirt. And, yeah, I tell you what, the energy on there was just unbelievably crazy. And I've been to 4 WrestleManias, and I've felt WrestleMania crowds. This was easily the most energetic, the most vocal, or the most like I've ever seen crowds into something. And it's kind of ironic when you think about the lead up to this WrestleMania, because everyone's been crapping on WWE and saying how bad it is. When that show's over, everyone was just on cloud nine living in that building. Aaron, what did you think of the show overall?
Oh, well, top to bottom, I think it really lived up to the hype. I mean, everyone going in was kind of like, oh, you know, there's all these old guys on here with, you know, Sting and Taker, and we don't know how all these matches are going to look. And on paper, they're all great, but we don't know how they're going to look in the ring. And I felt like all of them really lived up to the hype. I mean, you know, maybe Taker and Bray was a little down, but the story itself was tremendous. The main event, of course, tremendous. You know, everything from top to bottom really lived up. And for me, at least, this WrestleMania kind of gets my top 10 or top 5 of all time.
It could be, I mean, top 10 easily, or at least from my perspective. And, you know, it's funny because we talked to a few fans, I believe it was Friday night, and, you know, I made a comment to them, a lot of times when WWE has a crappy pay-per-view build, they slam it out of the park as far as both performance-wise and just the storytelling. And that right there, to me, was one of the best WrestleManias purely on storytelling. Because, I mean, you had the story of Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, and the story of Bray Wyatt trying to make a name for himself at the expense of The Undertaker, John Cena finally trying to overcome the odds of Rusev, and whether or not the U.S. could triumph over Russia, and just all that, and the culminations maybe of Randy Orton and Seth Rollins and the butting heads that the two of them had, but also with that, and we could touch on that in a little bit. Is that going to be our title match going forward?
Randy Orton versus Rollins. I guess that could be a championship match. It's a great question. I think we're going to have a lot of questions answered in the next few hours overall. But in the meantime, it's just difficult to win. I guess Brock Lesnar is the first one, but I don't know how he fits in. But maybe we should go match by match because there's so many different points that we obviously want to talk about. Obviously, the should have started with the ladder match. Baby's great. Defending against Dolph Ziggler, Clark Stardust, Dean Ambrose. And I think this match was very a safe WrestleMania. It's a safe WrestleMania match, but at the same time, it didn't have really great. So I hope it's incredible. I'm saying Daniel Bryan trying to get there and do what we've always said. It's been fantastic.
Well, Daniel Bryan winning the IC title was great. I think the moment he had on top of the ladder was great. I thought everyone was really receptive, and I liked how JBL and Lawler put it, where they said, WrestleMania last year ended with Daniel Bryan and starts with him, regaining another title. So, everyone's kind of been down. I know you, Joel, have kind of been down on Bryan not being in the main event this year, but I think this was a nice little spot for him. I think this was a nice moment for him overall, and I think he's going to bring that IC title to prominence again, especially with that backstage segment with Bret Hart and Roddy Piper and all those guys. So I thought that was great.
I did think it was a bit gimmicky. The segments with Bryan and everyone. I think I like the use of the legends. I like the Willis on paper, but I didn't really like his catchphrase what you expect from him. I think Bret Hart was the most genuine. So I thought the fans was nice. It's a
Yeah, that makes some sense, but I don't know. I'm just happy for him, and I think he's going to bring that title to prominence.
And another thing that nobody's touched on yet also is that nasty fall that Dean Ambrose had, and whether or not he was legitimately injured, because I guess he immediately grabbed his head, right after he fell, and he broke a ladder, didn't he? I mean...
Yeah, he snapped right in half.
Damn near literally, too.
Landed right on his neck, I know that.
But, and that's another one. So,
this is the nice thing to say. That's kind of not until Dean Ambrose first he is.
You kind of are right on that, because, I mean, at least it's not like weed whackers and busted light tubes like he's used to over at CZW.
He's been in bad wire matches and other crazy stuff, so he's kind of used to that style.
If anything, he was probably sitting there smiling on the inside in the middle of all the pain. But that's another one. Where do they go with that? Does Bryan feud with Barrett for the first time since the original NXT? Does he feud with Ambrose, who seems to be like he's trying to rip his way through the Intercontinental title picture? Or, maybe does Stardust or Harper or somebody try to force their way into it? And maybe get another kind of multi-man match, maybe a fatal four-way or something at Extreme Rules. Which even that being the next pay-per-view opens up a lot of windows of opportunity for WWE to get creative with where they go from here before they go to what's the one after that, Payback? Before they start heading into the summer.
Yeah, I think it's Payback and Money in the Bank.
So, I mean, they got Extreme Rules to kind of tinker around with and be like, well, is this the way we want to go, or before they got to start buckling in?
I think it's the positioning of Ziggler and Bryan at the end was
I forgot about
was
Ziggler
telling,
too.
because I think they're gonna definitely go with that in some form or fashion. and I think Barrett's obviously going to get maybe a rematch. So I can possibly see a triple threat match. And I don't know where Ambrose really fits in because he was taken out of the match kind of midway point. We didn't see him from that point on. So I don't know if he fits back into this IC title picture, but I think Bryan and Ziggler is going to be the feud going into the summer for the IC title, in my opinion, at least. Joel, what about you?
I honestly think that I wouldn't be surprised if we'd see a Wade Barrett rematch with Daniel Bryan tonight. Just get that out of the way and then focus on the match that everyone wants to see. The division, that's being Dolph Ziggler versus Daniel Bryan, and then build that for the next pay-per-view. But where he goes after this, who knows? And would there be a championship unification match down the line between John Cena and Randy Orton? I think so. Sorry, not Randy Orton, but Daniel Bryan. Who knows? But let's just talk Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins.
And the greatest RKO in Orton's career.
We can't not talk about it. Let's talk about it. What happened?
I went back and I watched just that RKO like 4 or 5 times this morning. Somebody had a vine of it. Just curve stomp, flips him like you said before we even, I think it was before we went on the air, flipped him like 10 feet in the air. RKO's.
Yep. He was 10 feet in the air. It's crazy. Like unbelievably crazy. And they did. Like, I watched a lot of Randy Orton matches in my career being a fan. And one thing I've noticed is that you can really tell when Randy Orton's really enjoying himself and when he's just going through the motions. And after he hit that move, you just see it in his face that he just really that match. They really nailed that match. I mean, we saw Phoenix drop that Seth Rollins does. That's doing for his whole career. And it's just like it felt nicely. The use of change security was fantastic.
Maybe the only complaint I have is that Seth Rollins is a heel. He's a little too flashy for a heel, but hey, whatever. But in the end, we saw an amazing RKO, and from what I was sitting, like the crowd just jumped up and looked at each other and just said like, "Holy shit!" It was
that was our reaction up where we were too.
Absolutely, just like I saw grown men like grabbing each other and like shaking each other. Like, what the hell did we see? And that's another thing that can really dictate what kind of WrestleMania experience you have. It's that community of fans that sometimes wants to fan watch the show, and sometimes you just have livid hardcore fans. And I was lucky enough to sit with some amazing fans. We got a photo with all of each other at the end of the day, and it was just the best crowd to be around. And that match kind of solidified that community feeling that fans have.
You know, kind of to me, and I didn't mean to cut you off, Aaron, if I did. Seeing Orton last night kind of looked like we were looking at a time warp of 2004. Because Orton hasn't had the elbow pads in years. You know, he had the different colored tights. You know, it was looking, and somebody made a meme of saying, like 2004 and 2015, that we're basically seeing the same things all over again with Cena, the U.S. champion, Orton's look right now, and Taker's look. But I don't know. It's kind of refreshing to see Orton a little bit different. Given the way he looks, he can't switch himself up too much, except like that god awful mohawk that I mentioned to Matt last night. But
yeah, I mean, I think Orton changing up his look is really nice because he's done that lately a couple times. Like we've seen him do some little changes here, like with the silver tights. He likes to change his tights for big matches, which is kind of cool. But that RKO, I mean, I lost my. We can swear on the show, right? Yeah, I lost my shit when I saw him fly into the air, and just it was incredible. But the match itself was kind of, I was expecting a little more, and I don't know. I said beforehand that this was probably going to be the best bell-to-bell match as far as technical wrestling or whatever you want to call it. But it was a little lackluster in that respect. But the RKO made up for it big time. So props to both guys.
And we did see Randy Orton and Seth Rollins have a match
on Raw. And I think again the same vibe was there. It was kind of like it was good, but not as good as I was expecting. So but moving on, obviously that this match led to what was next? I think Sting and Triple H, right?
Yep, they won third.
Ooh, that match was incredible. What can you say? I think boys might be always saying, well, Sting of TNA, and his in-ring kind of quality hasn't been there the whole time. And there's a lot of smoke and mirrors, don't get me wrong. Like the inclusion of DX and NWO was fantastic. Like it was definitely a WrestleMania-worthy kind of moment. If you ever get into it, you might as well do it here. And as I said to Aaron before I came on the air, the best way to describe this match would be it's a fantasy booker's wet dream. That was all. Everything that you wanted to hit, you hit, and you saw and at the same time, like Sting was protected, Triple H was protected, and at the end, everyone kind of just looked fantastic.
I completely agree, and a lot of people were really bashing the decision to have Triple H go over, and I hate to pat myself on the back, but I actually like patting myself on the back, but
especially when it comes to Triple H.
I did pick Triple H to win the match because it made sense. I mean, you had Sting this entire feud get a one-up on Triple H. Triple H never got his moment, and it just made sense. And like you said, Joel, the nostalgia of just everything with DX and NWO. That was really just the theme of this entire segment and match, that these two factions finally got to, everyone's been dreaming about it forever. Granted, it's 20 years too late, but it was still great to see. I thought Sting looked really good for what for how old he is, and usually I remember I used to criticize him for wearing a T-shirt in TNA. No T-shirt this time because I knew WWE wouldn't allow that. So he looked good. I thought Triple H's entrance was cool. I thought Sting's entrance was cool. I said to you earlier, Joel, that the thing that really bothered me about this WrestleMania in general was it being daylight outside. Like, that really just affected a lot of the entrances for me. Like, the Sting's entrance, Triple H, Bray Wyatt, Taker, all of those entrances would have been much better in a closed dome arena or even an arena, a regular arena, instead of outside. I felt like that kind of affected Triple H's entrance and Sting's, but those are my little nitpicking things. But the match overall is great, and I'm very a big fan of Triple H winning this match because it just made sense. So go ahead, John.
I was gonna say I'll give you Sting. I think Sting's entrance, if it was pitch black and maybe they did some spotlights on the guys with the drums, would have created a little bit of mystique going into Sting coming out. But I don't know, more mystique, yes. And I didn't get to see Triple H's entrance because I saw the drums coming up. And I knew Kid Ink and them were going to be performing. I'm like, oh shit, I don't want to see these guys. So, concessions, which hats off to Levi Stadium, by the way, to have people or download their app to go in the express line to wait longer than the people who weren't in the express line. And then they tried. I paid. It was $10 for the souvenir. Which, by the way, did we leave those at the stadium? Okay. I ended up paying like $10 for souvenir cups, and I go. I wanted one, and then I wanted another soda, and they're like, "Well, do you want another cup or the same cup?" I'm like, "Well, fuck it. I'm already spending $10. I might as well get the cup." Matt got another souvenir, which are available on WWEshop.com or at the WWE Fan Access Mega Super Ultra Giga Hyper Store that they have at their Access conventions, which you guys need to check out. And you guys could waste $750 like Joel did on Saturday.
It wasn't that much.
It was damn near close to it.
It was expensive. But one thing we actually didn't even talk about was the pre-show matches. I'm guessing Wayne, Aaron, you saw the pre-show matches?
Wayne said something about that one of them got cut off. Wayne, did one of the matches get cut off?
On my end, the Cesaro match actually got cut off.
Oh man, that was awesome.
It was
great.
What do you mean by cut off?
The ladies watching it, and the whole show cut out for about good 10 minutes.
Oh, really? Good. For me, it didn't. Maybe it was an international thing. I don't know.
That sucks, man. That match was great opener. That ticked all the boxes. Like, you saw so much, but at the same time, there's still so much more to take in WrestleMania. I thought, like, everyone worked their asses off. And for those, I don't know if you could hear on television, guys, but, like, Cesaro chants were deafening in the era I was in. Plus a few NXT chants as well. I think some of the NXT guys were coming out behind us and taking photos because Kevin Owens was there, all suited up, looking awesome. No belt though. But yeah, that was really cool. But yeah, I'm just glad Cesaro and Kid retained, and then Ali beat the shit out of that midget and put him in the sharpshooter. It's awesome. Yeah, getting Sarah to retain was awesome.
Wayne, what did you think about the Triple H and Sting match? Did you get to say anything or no?
I saw that. I actually loved the DX and NWO moment.
The standoff, that was cool. Yeah, when they just stand in the aisleway, that was cool.
It was just one of those WrestleMania moments. Everybody's kind of questioning like who's going to come out and help Sting.
And one of the biggest rumors I saw a lot of people talking about on Facebook was Sheamus.
He's definitely. He'll be there tonight.
I think he's going to debut tonight or re-debut.
Wayne, have you seen his new look?
The hair.
And he got rid of the little Triple H beard. He's got like a full, damn near Bray Wyatt beard now. Very heel. You know, a lot of people like to say when guys grow out their hair or grow facial hair, it's for a heel turn. So let's hope all of our collective hopes are answered when that Sheamus comes back as a heel, because we don't need to see. Wayne, you could do the Sheamus accent a hell of a lot better than I can. Go ahead.
But I ain't coming back tonight. Ta-ra, fella.
Brilliant.
That's on the spot, man.
Now, actually, I got to throw Wayne on the spot here because he hates Dubliners' accents. At least you've told us that before, that you hate people from or like the Dublin accent.
Not really.
You've told me that before.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
Shit happens.
Bella Twins versus AJ Lee and Paige. This was the bathroom break match. Even though
All right,
they really
speaking of-
tried hard.
All right, so we're gonna talk AJ Lee and Paige. I'm gonna go take a whiz during this.
Might as well. Well, it'll be very quick though. AJ Lee and Paige won, and it was fine, and that's it. What more can you say?
Nothing.
Matt, cover your ears.
Yeah, as I said, the match was fine.
Speaking of the Divas, we could touch on it for tonight. Has anybody seen the rumors for tonight?
I did, yeah. I saw that they're even thinking about. I think they're thinking about either having AJ Page or Brie win the title tonight, or
yes, I didn't have to say
Charlotte
it.
Debut, right?
Yes, I was hoping I could get around saying it because Matt doesn't want to get spoiled. But
sorry, buddy.
Well, I didn't have to say it. Aaron said it, and he can't hear me. So,
oh right, yeah.
What happened was. Especially something like last night. Like all those moments, like you knew The Rock was backstage, but when he came out,
Electric.
Shall we talk about the segment right now? Let's put it out of the way because I really want to talk about it.
So do I. All right.
So for those who didn't watch WrestleMania,
I was just gonna say I had 3 words for you. Ronda fucking Rousey.
She got physical, and that was, oh my god! Like for WWE going into the future, citing themselves with the hottest UFC talent like there is right now,
Literally and
it's
physically,
mind-blowingly amazing, and just opens the door for so many more things. Not just Ronda Rousey, but like other fighters like Conor McGregor and all that kind of stuff, maybe tying themselves into WWE in the future if this all works out nicely. But my God, the thought of an intergender tag team match between Rock and Rousey versus Stephanie and Triple H, that is money. That is freaking money for next year's WrestleMania if that's the plan.
And I think it's a given that Ronda eventually wants to come to WWE. I think she's a huge fan, obviously, and I think said it before that she would consider moving over to WWE once her MMA career is done. I think she's Brock Lesnar, but the female version. She screams legitimacy. Everyone loves her just because they know how much of a badass she is. The only criticism I had of this segment was
what?
Yeah, I had a criticism. Yeah, I did.
You can have criticism for this?
I thought one. I'm a nitpicker. This is what I do.
Is it because Triple H got his ass kicked by Ronda Rousey?
I had no problem with that. I actually would have liked to have seen Ronda Rousey put Stephanie in an armbar. And I thought
move number 7.
It was corny for her
arm
to hold her by the arm, throw her down, and then pick her back up, and then just let her leave. Even the fans in the arena started booing when she let her go.
Yes.
It was awkward.
That's the payoff, right? That's the payoff. She gets the move and she taps out.
And it went a little bit too long.
But like seriously, the payoff is the armbar down the road, and like she's so good at that move that you don't want to see Stephanie tapping straight away. So, I thought the toss to the judo throw to Triple H was amazing. That was so freaking cool. And yeah,
People could shut up about Triple H's ego too. The fact that he took a bump like that for Ronda Rousey and sold like that for Ronda Rousey. Granted, she is, like Rock said, arguably the most dangerous woman on the face of the earth today.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. I mean, for all the bullshit that people talk about Triple H's ego, the fact that he let her basically take him down more than Sting did.
Yep.
It made him sell more than Sting did, which kind of shows you how he feels about Sting. But
That's it.
Then again, it is Ronda Rousey. She's a judo throwing, armbar locking SLB. Man.
she can break both my arms. Never mind.
I think probably all four of us at once right now. That's how. Yeah.
And would have no problem.
Well, I'll take Ronda Rousey first. Joel can have her second. Matt will take Paige. Wayne will probably take Becky Lynch, and Aaron will take Triple H, and we're all good.
Yeah, just put me with the Irish person as per usual.
Well, that's why I said Becky Lynch.
That's not stereotypical, isn't it?
A little
Same
bit.
for Joe, Emma.
Well, no. Well, hey, no. I told Joel he could have Ronda second.
Thanks, buddy.
No problem. Hey, Ronda second is still better than most women first.
That's true.
Sloppy second.
So
What do you call me, sloppy, Wayne?
What did you think of the segment, Wayne?
Absolutely freaking loved it.
That's what WrestleMania is all about.
The only thing I found is it went a bit long, and it was like they were waiting for it to get dark for Bray and The Undertaker.
Yeah, maybe there was part of it, actually. It makes sense. Maybe it still wasn't that dark when they finally came out, but...
I think Taker's entrance looked pretty damn good. For being as light out as it was, at least from our angle, I thought it was pretty freaking good. I mean, they tried their asses off to make it darker.
Yeah, but in the end, we got what we wanted. Yeah, it's the Undertaker at WrestleMania looking awesome. But before we get to Undertaker and Bray Wyatt, we also had Rusev beating John Cena for the WWE Championship. Sorry, for the WWE US Championship.
Cena wins, LOL.
Yeah, I didn't expect that one. But I think, like, hands down, Rusev gets the entrance, the best entrance award of the night. He came in on a tank. That was awesome. That was so cool.
And I said it last night. He had the fancy entrance, he's going to lose. It's WWE logic. Anytime anybody gets a big, super entrance, they lose.
Well, that logic kind of gets thrown out the window, John. Triple H one.
All right, let's think back. We're talking about super entrances that people lose, and the first one that comes to mind was when Triple H at Motorhead came into the ring. And twice, 17 and 21, and lost both times. Just and 22, and lost. And he had the big throne last year with Sasha, Charlotte, and Emma. I think it was Emma.
Yeah.
God, he's a lucky guy. And lost. Orton had
The best entrance was the wrestling rings at WrestleMania 3.
Orton and Wyatt had their theme songs played last year, and they lost. The only one I gotta say that was a little bit different was Cena at 22. Also, you had the gangster cars, but Cena came out there.
That's right.
That was an awesome entrance. He had the stunt gun, the prop gun shooting up in the.
Fans still believe in that.
That's actually one thing that surprised me last night with Cena. The fact that he had all that American talk, and then he just came out to the ring normally.
Yeah, we were hoping he was going to come out. We're not hoping, but we were wondering if he was going to come out with a red, white, and blue shirt or something.
Yeah.
Or at least make his Titantron red, white, and blue.
Yeah, I know they gave him that really patriotic video beforehand, so that was his big entrance. But at the end of the day, let's talk about the fact that John Cena beat Rusev.
Cena wins, LOL.
That was it. He beat him with one AA. That's it. So surprised.
But he did give Rusev a little bit of a rub. He had the accolade locked in on him for quite a while of that match.
Yeah, absolutely.
And came close to tapping a few times.
Yeah.
But I'm actually, Cena U.S. champion. I'm more curious where they go with Rusev and Lana.
Yeah.
Oh, man. This better be a swerve and they come back together.
What do you guys think? And I just had this pop in my head. If he ditches Lana, what if they brought back Nikolai Volkov?
That sucks.
Matt liked it.
That sucks. Nikolai Volkov, well, he's here. He's there at Access yesterday. So.
It sounded like they had him singing the national anthem yesterday.
That just kills. That kills it. It is never good. I never liked Nikolai Volkov. So.
They can have Rusev's lawyer come back as his manager.
Oh my God.
We could just do the obvious. Rusev and Vladimir Kozlov.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, at least like both fighters, I guess. Tag team champions. But yeah.
What do you think, Matt?
Break them up.
Rusev and Vladimir Kozlov?
I just love how much of a great heel he was, just blaming her after the match was over, just yelling at her. It was such a, he's so good.
Where we were sitting, because we were lucky enough to have all the wrestlers when they came back, when they went to the back, coming right past us, and it was awesome. Rusev, the camera moved on to whatever the next segment was, and Rusev was just still swearing in Russian as he passed us, and and then of course we saw Lana get carried off, and it was like, Lana, don't leave Rusev, don't leave him. This is awesome. It was really, really cool.
Well, I thought the match itself was good. I think you make a good point that it only took him one AA, but at the same time, he looked good. I've said for weeks that Rusev looks like he's finally belongs in this main event spot, and he really proved it. He was great. And one thing that came across on TV that you guys didn't really mention is that they really sold the fact that Cena was the first person to break the accolade, or acolyte, or whatever. No, acolyte.
Oh, I see. That's what the commentating comes in.
Yeah, commentary. They really sold that as a big thing where Cena was the first one to break it. So, but yeah,
awesome.
I mean, it was great. I'm excited to see where Cena brings the United States title. I really am.
Now, that was one thing I wanted to touch on also. Are the U.S. titles and Intercontinental titles kind of going to be like the WWE and World Heavyweight Championships have been? And maybe even though Seth Rollins is the World Heavyweight Champion, is the WWE, I think, was it Wayne or was it Matt that mentioned, I think it was you, Matt, that said the WWE Championship would kind of be like the Network Championship, where it would only be defended and seen on the network.
Huh. I think that would have been the case if Lesnar would have retained.
Yes.
But I think they're really going to sell Rollins as the champion, and I think
if he walks out of Raw tonight as champion.
Yeah, well, I think he will. I don't see them. I don't see them doing that. That'd be insane. But
that would be insanely stupid. Fancy turn on
it. Yeah. That man is a crazy morphoman. Right after WrestleMania, he flew to New York City to do the NBC Today show, and he's flying back to Raw tonight.
Yeah.
Who?
Rollins. That's impressive. He's going to be buggered tonight. Do you think we're going to see him in the ring tonight, guys? Or do you think he's going to be much more of just a low-key kind of situation with him tonight?
I hope he just does some kind of promo. I mean, that's kind of unfair to make him wrestle a 15-minute match or whatever.
I don't know. I think he might wrestle. I think he might get thrown in a
Ring
Progresso or something. Or
gotta love live radio, guys.
Hello.
This is Domino's Pizza. How may I help you? Let's see. So next one after that would have been Taker and Wyatt, right? Or no? Was it Taker and Wyatt we hadn't touched on yet?
Yeah, that was next match.
All right, I gotta get it out of the way, and I said it to these guys last night. As somebody who's wanted to see the American Badass character back for so long, I'm so happy Taker came out looking the way he did, because that was straight out of Big Evil 2003.
Yeah, I thought he looked great. I really did. I mean, he looked 10 times better than the last 2 years at 29 and 30. The gut was gone. He built a little muscle on his shoulders and arms again.
DDP yoga.
He looked great. Like he looked like he can go in another couple of years. Will he? Who knows? But I think he looked great. I think he really gave a nice rub to Wyatt. I thought the psychology and the storytelling they told was great. With especially my favorite spot of the entire match was when Wyatt was doing his backwards exorcist thing, and Taker sits up right and looks him right in the face, and Wyatt kind of trembles and goes to the corner. It was just great. Like just the story and seeing Taker back on top was fantastic. So I was sold on it. And I loved it. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think the match was fine. It was a fine match. I think I was still thinking that Bray Wyatt could have won, and I think that was kind of keeping my interest and a lot of others around me into the match. But after the entrances, I kind of felt the crowd just just calmed down for a bit and just kind of watched and didn't get into it as much. I don't know how it came over on television, Aaron, but from where I was sitting, it was a bit quiet.
They chanted "This is awesome," I think twice, and then they gave a "You still got it" chant to him early in the match. So I mean, they were pretty invested.
I hate it.
What do you hate it?
I didn't mean to say it like that. I hate like 5 or like a minute in the match. You still got it. You know, they did it with Sting and Triple H. Like 5 minutes in the match. You still got it.
Oh, I thought the Sting one's alright. The Taker one's a bit like I don't know. It annoys me when those chants happen with guys like Chris Jericho. Like,
Who's coming back and kicking
like,
everybody's ass.
Got it. Like Jericho's like what? Like mid to late 30s. He's not old at all. But, I guess we'll just lead into the main event. That was a freaking amazing main event, and I honestly wasn't thinking that at all. They went all out. It was hell physical. It was amazingly physical, and Brock Lesnar bled, and Roman Reigns just looked great in getting his ass kicked. And I think it's going to pay dividends in the long run that he's taking his beating like a man. And kind of reminds me a little bit, not completely. It reminds me of Randy Orton taking a beating from Mick Foley at Backlash 2004. 2004.
Yep.
And just like that whole creepy boy kind of thing, and how you couldn't really shake that, and they had that really physical match and walked away, and I was like, wow, that guy's actually legit. So I think kind of similar to that, but yeah, that was the best way to finish off this main event.
I don't know. A lot of people are saying that Reigns has earned his spot now, and that he really proved himself. I mean, I guess he didn't really impress me very much. He took a beating most of the match.
How can you say he didn't impress you very much?
But he really, I don't know. In my opinion, he kind of no-sold Lesnar's moves in a sense because he was laughing the entire time, and when the commentary team was trying to explain it, they were saying that he's laughing in a way to tell Lesnar to keep it coming. Keep pounding him because he's going to take it all. So, I don't know. I wasn't as sold as everyone else is on Lesnar or on Reigns. I do respect that he took a beating, and I felt bad for him at the end. When they panned the camera from Rollins, and then they panned it over to Reigns in the ring, and he was crushed. So I do feel bad for him in a sense where his moments probably got taken away. And when he found out he wasn't winning tonight or last night, he probably was obviously disappointed. But I'm excited for him and to see what he does next. I don't know how excited I am for a Rollins Reigns program if they decide to go that route for the next couple of months. But overall the match was good. Lesnar looked like an absolute monster like he always does, and overall just a tremendous way to end the show.
Well, two things. One, if you don't respect Reigns more after I tell you this, there was a Vine going around now from the main event last night when after Rollins pinned Reigns, you could hear him plainly say, "Thank you so much, thank you." And if he's saying thank you to Reigns, that kind of has me thinking it was Reigns' idea. Or Reigns wanted to be the one to put over Rollins, seeing as they all came up together. And if Reigns wanted to do that, gave up his moment for Rollins, I mean, you can't help but respect and like Reigns more than that. And as far as the story and everything for that match, I loved it. And you can ask Matt and you can ask Joel. I was as big on the Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins bandwagon last night as anybody, and I came out of that loving Reigns because Reigns was taking everything. And to me, the story was Lesnar's been dominating everybody, and for Reigns to come out there, take everything, and be like, "I'm still here." Mm-hmm. And nobody came out of that match looking bad because Reigns and Lesnar have the same thing going for them. It took two men to beat both of them. It took Reigns and Rollins to beat Lesnar, and it took Lesnar and Rollins to beat Reigns.
Yes, absolutely. And I think everyone was protected in the way they could easily, they could easily have decided. But they didn't. That's the best thing going ahead. That he didn't lose. That the man that was absolutely destroyed, beaten, battered, but still kept taking it was the one that got pinned. And it's just unfortunate because sympathy goes towards Reigns. How can you not be sympathetic towards Reigns? Sure, like everyone's going to be like, oh, that sucks that Lesnar got cashed in on, but that was always going to be a possibility. But now I think all ultimate sympathy is on Reigns as it should be, and I'm very much interested to see what kind of reaction he gets tonight.
And you were just mentioning the reactions, and Wayne and Aaron, I want to get you guys' opinion on it also. How did it come across the crowd reaction for Reigns last night? Because when Reigns came out, I don't know how it came across for you guys. He was booed out of the building.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, they were. And was he booed out of the building for you? Like, did he get that same reaction the whole match? Because by the end of the match, he had shifted that to about a 50-50 almost. Like a lot more fans were. Huh?
It seemed like everyone was solely behind Lesnar, and I don't remember Reigns getting cheered in the slightest. And I actually told Joel a month ago that I thought it was going to be 50-50 going in.
Oh,
that's what Matt said too, that it was going to be 50-50.
But people might stand as he's walking past us, giving the finger as well.
I loved it. It's the asshole.
Crying, by the way, that's one thing I just want to say. Reigns was like tearing up on the way up back to
he wasn't the only one crying, huh?
Yeah.
It's the
For those who don't know, I got choked up when the came out, so whatever. Man, I can cry.
I'm not saying anything about it.
It's the natural asshole in me, and if I was ever in the business, I would totally be a heel because I just love it. And leaving, and WWE got what they wanted. Leaving, and you saw it too, Matt. I don't know if you got the same reaction. Every single row that we walked by, we had 15 rows we're walking by, there are people just stone-faced, shocked. And there were people just shaking their head. There were people disgusted, pissed off looking. You got what you wanted. And I just sat there looking at them, and I was egging on a few of them, like cheering for Rollins, and I was getting like death glares from people. And people were so pissed off.
And the funniest thing about this, though, is people are still upset. People are still gonna complain about this ending. I saw people on Facebook today like, oh, what the heck, man?
I see people crying at the ending.
Oh,
what?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like, I saw somebody today.
I hate this ending.
It was amazing. I saw
someone today going, they just completely ruined the whole build of Roman Reigns. I'm like, I saw the same person complaining that he's in the main event.
Hey, what says have Roman Reigns win? Like, you just don't understand the business. One match can do for a man's career. We just talked about he took an ass whooping and came out on the other side. Talking about the tough guy that got screwed out by the biggest heel, the biggest full-time heel that's in WWE right now. That's Seth Rollins. I'm glad to hear, just very quickly, I'm glad to hear people say that they're pissed off.
Because he did his job.
Because they have done such an excellent job building up Seth Rollins as a slimeball heel that uses any kind of advantage to get what he wants.
And a lot of these fans that are bitching and moaning and complaining about how pissed off they are honestly, I think they forget what the job of a heel is. And you got to go back to guys like Edge and Roddy Piper, Sergeant Slaughter when he was with Iron Sheik. Yep. The job of a heel is to make the fans want to hate you. Piper used to get death threats. Look at Shawn back in the 90s up in Syracuse where we live. He got stabbed because people hated him so much.
And he gets a lot of crap for being a shit wrestler. The guy that's almost at the same level as Rollins is The Miz. Everyone hates The Miz because he's just so good at being a dick. And if you had that ending because you think it ruins someone's career, then you've got no fucking idea what you're talking about.
Go ahead.
Now you can have this entire bill, like you've been alluding to, Joel, this entire WrestleMania season. Now you can have this build for Roman Reigns. If you want to do it, you have this entire build for Reigns leading into 32, winning the title.
Exactly.
You have this huge build of him getting his redemption from this year. It writes itself.
Exactly. You hit the nail right on the head. It's done step one in the rehabilitation of Roman Reigns right here, right now. And now they can grow from it. And there's so many possibilities, options, whether they go from here. Maybe we might. I guess we might just get out of the table. What are we expecting for Raw tonight? Anyone?
I mean,
I'm looking forward to my first. Sorry, Aaron, go ahead.
I don't know if, and people are speculating. I don't know what Lesnar's role is going to be. I don't know if he's going to want a rematch at Extreme Rules, or if we're not going to. He's going to come back, and who knows what he does. But I've said it before. I told you before we got on the air, Joel. I'm really not excited for a Reigns Rollins program. I'm just because we've seen them wrestle so many times that it just I have no reason to want to watch it. I'm interested to see how Orton plays into this because we got to remember Orton beat the WWE champion in a sense.
That's why there's so many options. Yeah.
So you can go with Orton if you want to throw him into that mix. I think we'll see something like that. I think we'll see Rollins come out with the authority, and then we'll see a bunch of people come out and wanting a shot. Reigns, Lesnar, Orton, and a bunch of other guys. So it's going to be interesting nonetheless. It's must watch.
I'd been saying all weekend that you could view the play button in the WrestleMania logo, turn that into a reset button, and just punch it. Because that's exactly what they did. And for the first time, and I don't know how long, WrestleMania was the end, was the culmination of most of these feuds.
Yeah.
And because usually WrestleMania is the beginning of a lot of feuds, and they just try to have some of these big matches. And then they go to Extreme Rules, Payback, Money in the Bank, Judgment Day when they used to have it. But, Lesnar and Reigns, over with. Triple H, Sting, over with. Cena and Rusev, maybe not. Orton and Rollins, we don't know. The tag division, where do they go?
Yep.
The Usos lost again, so the
Where's Wyatt
Usos
go?
should be
Where's
Wyatt go.
Exactly.
I want to see him go after Kane. Even though that would turn him babyface, which there were rumors that he would go babyface, you can't beat The Undertaker. Beat the next best thing. Beat his brother.
So it's like a short 1 month show. Sure. I think what you got to do with Reigns, I don't know. If it's going to be Rollins defending against Reigns, I'd throw Orton in the mix just because the freshness is gone. And, again, we are kind of back into the WWE system right now. So just enjoy WrestleMania and enjoy tomorrow night.
Well, tonight.
But I don't know if I feel as confident as I have been in previous years that the WWE is going to continue this momentum. I hope so. I hope they do. I really do. Believe me, every year I do. But like a good example, they may do Rollins Reigns single, right? But we are in the WWE system where they just have so many hours of television to fill. So I've seen Rollins and Reigns a billion times on the lead up to the Mania. So they shoot themselves in the foot that way. You know what I mean? So I don't want to be negative, Nancy. Believe me, I thought the show was easily the best Mania I've ever been to live, and easily one of the best I've ever witnessed. So kudos to the WWE. Attendance gate was broke the WWE record.
$12.3 million, you said, right?
$12.3 million was earned at the gate. And I can only imagine. Also, guys, the network numbers came out as well. The 1.3 million network subscribers, which is a little bit down from what they expected. They were expecting 1.5, but that's still incredible.
And they're still making money despite themselves at this point.
And I bet they made a bunch off regular pay-per-view sales as well.
Oh, yes. Exactly.
People are still dumb enough to buy it.
I'm not sure. It'd be very interesting to hear what the pay-per-view buy rate was for this Mania, because the build was, come on, guys, we don't kid ourselves, the build was god-awful. So, it'd be very interesting.
Wayne, do you remember what the build or what the buys were for last year's?
I believe it's 1.2.
And that's
that was down. That was down from previous years, I think.
Because I know 27 was the first one since 17 where they got $1 million domestic. But another thing that nobody's mentioned, what are they going to do with Big Show? Is he going to get some sort of a push? I know. I mean, I could care less as long as he doesn't get a push because he won the Battle Royal. Are they going to give him some sort of push because of that? And, I get why they did it. Him coming in as the son of Andre and him being this. Well, I just know, not bringing it up, but, I could see that they went full circle with it. And I'd love it if Big Show retires tonight. Big Show started his career associated with Andre, and if he could end his career associated with Andre.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. That'd be cool.
Just end it. Maybe that's why they did it with the Royal Rumble. Had him just killing everybody. And then the Andre Battle Royal just killed everybody, especially the New Day.
The last thing we didn't actually talk about was the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. So, Wayne, did you actually see the Battle Royal in the end or not?
Yeah, I did, yeah. So,
Again, I think it was one of the best Battle Royals I've seen in a long time.
Sandow got one of the biggest pops.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
He was a sentimental favorite going to the match. And for a second there, it brought me back to when Chris Benoit won the Royal Rumble had the big show at the end of the match, and pretty much had him in that headlock cross face thing, and dragging him over the ropes. I thought they were going to repeat that finish. And again, you know,
how about Hideo Itami getting a huge reaction?
I tried getting
massive reaction, man.
I tried getting my section to go with that Hideo Itami chant. I do have pride. Our section probably had a couple hundred people in it, a few hundred people, probably 200-300 people in it, and I got my whole section going in a "Let's Go Cena, Cena Sucks" chant. So I got a little bit of pride in that. I had a little bit of fun with that.
For those who don't know, John was trying so hard to try and get a "Let's Go Cena, Cena Sucks."
I've been trying for the last, I tried a little bit of access, not really, and I tried. I didn't try. I was helping with the Hall of Fame before it started. But
you were one of those douchebags showing that. I took a video saying, "Get over it."
There were some people doing it, and there were some kids near me. I'm like, I just wanted to be an asshole. But
that's shaking his head. Get over it. I wanted to say this: so we were sitting, huge NXT contingent of fans, and it did help that Big Cass and Kevin Owens came out during that match. The fans saw them, and we all just chanted for Owens and chanted for that stuff. And obviously, when it's kind of a shame that Hideo Itami was treated like nothing, though. He really got eliminated early. He didn't really get a chance to shine. I mean, I'm glad they put Cesaro in that last sequence, but at the end of the day, come on, he could have done so much more with it. He doesn't have to win, but come on.
Before we get ready to wrap this up, I just want to hit one random note. I tried thanking you off the air, but thank you, Wayne, for getting me a little bit more familiarized with Prince Devitt, or as he's known in WWE, obviously Finn Balor, because it was kind of awesome. And, you teaching me a little bit more about Finn Balor and everything made me appreciate it, because we're at NXT, and a lot of people were pissed off that they had like 30 seconds in the match, maybe a minute and a half in the match, the entire crowd's chanting, "We're not worthy," with Adrian Neville and Finn Balor. And it's because they tore through the UK and Ireland together, didn't they? Basically feuding with each other. Senor Daly.
Wayne.
Yeah, I couldn't hear anything John said at the end of that because he cracked it up.
He was just wondering, didn't Pac and finish?
That's so nice to hear again.
In Ireland.
So nice to hear again.
From time to time when Devitt was over here, well, he's mostly in Japan, but from time to time, when they were over here, they were stealing shows left, right, and centre.
Well, they did a good job in trying to steal the show on NXT, but as I discussed on my other show, Charlotte and Sasha Banks were just
and they had an awesome and that awesome send-off they did for Charlotte too.
At the end of the day, I think WrestleMania 31 is in the books, and it was just an incredible show. For those, for some reason, that haven't watched it or waiting to hear from us, and get the father down. Do it for a month.
Let's not flatter ourselves. Nobody's waiting to hear from us, but
for $9.99, it's very cheap. Or what is that? $11.99.
Wait a minute. Hold on 1 second. I haven't done this yet all show.
What?
How much is it for the network, Joel?
$9.99.
$9.99.
I haven't played any sound clips all show.
Wow. I didn't realize you had a whole sample.
We need to step our game up, Joel.
Yeah, tell me about it. I'll get some software, and I'll rate this computer afterwards.
Damn!
Well, we've got a whole array of sound.
So impressive.
Ask Al. He hates me for it. Because I usually try to get him with a
Oh, really? That could get really annoying really quickly, but it's a good gimmick. I like it.
John, it's
Yeah.
not like the old days, man. We just started out and it was the reunited.
All right, guys. Well, I guess we'll just kind of wrap it up.
Oh, I don't have that one on here. Damn
Oh,
it.
you got one more. Wait. What?
Hmm?
You got one more?
No, I don't have any more. I thought the one Wayne was talking about, I thought I had it.
That's cool. All right, guys. Well, Aaron, Wayne, hope you enjoy Raw. I think I've got some pretty good tickets, so keep a good eye out for me when they pan the crowd. And
Where,
I'll be the
where
guy
do you
that's
think you're going to be?
I'm seventh row.
Oh, really? Right in the center?
Yeah.
Have you got any
Yeah.
of those signs?
No, I don't usually do signs, but I just go nuts at shows. So just
Take
keep
one of
out.
those
I think I'm gonna
business
take-
cards and blow it up and make it a poster.
That's a good idea, actually.
Too bad there's no Staples or anything around here to go do that.
I'll be giving out business cards all
I
weekend.
think I'm going to take Joel's
so
World
that's
Heavyweight
what we got.
Championship to the Raw, though.
I'll be the guy in the Cesaro shirt, so definitely check this out.
I'm in Paul Heyman's brand new shirt. Eat, sleep, promo, repeat.
Have you seen this shirt, Aaron?
No, I haven't seen that. Is that a real shirt?
Yeah, it's a real shirt. It's incredible. It's incredible. But really great show, guys. Enjoy Raw, and me and Aaron will be back tonight to record for a show that should be up sometime tomorrow morning between myself, Aaron, and PWP's Crazy Bill. We're going to just do what we did tonight, just break down segment by segment Raw, and get your thoughts on the future that is WWE at the moment.
Absolutely.
And Wayne, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Go ahead.
Would you like to do a show Thursday?
No.
Fine for me. Yes, I would.
All right.
Oh, I said yes.
Let's do it. Hopefully, we're going to try to get the Cuban involved.
Yeah, so
We need to get the team back together.
Let's see how my voice goes.
It kind of scares me that I have no voice. And
Your voice sounds fine,
Before
man.
you
Fine.
close it up,
and then there's Raw tonight.
Before you close it up, I'm actually going to put all three of you on the spot. Raw's tonight. Debuts. Who's going to debut?
Finn Balor.
No.
No way, too early. I'd say Neville.
Bold prediction. I'm going to say nobody.
That's a safe prediction.
I think
For
no
sure.
Well, I only say Balor because I mean he lost his match with Kevin Owens, and Wayne's reported it a few times over at wrestling-news.net, which for all your wrestling news, go check it out. Finn Balor is not going to have a very long stay in NXT. That was, I guess, one of the provisions in this contract.
Oh, really? That's interesting. Well, I don't think Kevin Owens should be there too long either. He's ready to go. That guy's
Wayne,
ready to do.
weren't there rumors he was going to be there like throughout the year because they're going to do like a year-long thing with him and Sami Zayn?
The rumours that Finn Balor will be up within 6 to 9 months, and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn should be up around September, October.
And it's been about 6 months for Finn Balor, right?
Yeah.
So,
Personal opinion, if I was to pick who to debut tonight, I'd actually go with Tyler Breeze.
oh,
Yeah.
Tyler!
Yeah. I love his gimmick. He's so
Look
underrated
in my
NXT. But it's kind of interesting that you say that you have a scheduled tunnel when they're going to debut. I thought it was based on creative having something for them. And, isn't it a creative kind of thing before it's a scheduling thing?
It's a bit of both. With Devitt's deal.
I think that was like the only way he would
That's a
sign.
side deal that he wouldn't be in NXT for so long.
And I mean,
when he debuted.
you know, and if we can go back to Friday really quick before we wrap this up. If you look at the guys that were there was maybe two if you want to count Owens, or even three if you want. I'll be generous, not being generous in an attacking way, but Sami Zayn. But one person stood out from the pack by far as star power goes, and it's Finn Balor.
Yep, absolutely.
And he almost has an Undertaker-esque presence to him already.
That's right. Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
A lot more stuff we'll touch on. Oh, go ahead, Aaron.
I was going to say, but no, you know what? I'd rather not say because we're going to get into a whole big discussion
Fair enough. We've got a bunch of topics.
Yeah, we'll save it for wrestling. Wrestling Heartbreak on Twitter. Just like us there and go from there. And that's what we'll be posting it all. The episode when it's ready. And yeah, Aaron, I look forward to talking to you tonight.
Absolutely.
Maybe there'll be a hijacking. I don't know.
We'll see.
Just kidding. But guys,
we're gonna put a stomp on it, just like Triple H did this thing. We're gonna you're not coming in our house.
got a bunch of topics we could hit on. I guess we are going to do a show Thursday. Visit facebook.com/Main Event Madness. You'll be able to find out when we're going to do it, if we actually do it. Aaron, thanks for joining us. Wayne, thanks for coming on and saying the 3 words that you said. Joel, this was interesting. No. This was interesting doing first time for both of us doing a podcast, at least with somebody in the same room.
It's cool. I loved it. I was really looking forward to it for the whole show. It was awesome. Especially my voice was better. Like NXT ruined it. NXT ruined it.
WrestleMania for me, once Rollins cashed in, it was gone. I don't ever remember marking out so much like I did when Rollins came out.
Like one thing I've learned from my time going on these WrestleManias. Never underestimate how awesome Raw could be, and the crowd is going to make it awesome. So that's something for us to look forward to, and for you guys to enjoy at home.
And bold prediction. Actually, it's not a bold prediction; it's a bold statement. WrestleMania 32. I got a sinking feeling Matt and I will see you there. So I'm rambling as usual. I'm shutting the hell up, guys. Enjoy Raw tonight. If I can find it, that would be awesome. Yep. Got to let production know it's randomly on the air. Yep, that's all I got. We're out of here. Adios. Thank you so much for joining us. Miss a part or all of today's show? No problem. Head over to maineventmadness.com where you'll find today's show as well as every show in our history. So once again, for all of us here at Main Event Madness, I'm John Curry. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you back here next time. Have a good one, everybody. So long.